Sarcastic anti-hero vigilante comic book protagonists are a dime a dozen these days, but only one has a grinder profile. I'm Alexonica, and you should read Midnighter. If you don't already know him, Midnighter is an anti-hero with a combat computer in his brain. Like I mentioned before in the opener, he falls squarely into the stereotypical anti-hero. You know, he's sarcastic, he's got a thing for violence, but he's also got a heart. As a result, the comic is partially following him on his quest to fight crime in his less than usual way, bashing in a few bad guy skulls here or there. But on the other side, it's a story of Midnighter getting over his breakup with fellow hero Apollo, and yes, Apollo is a guy, more on that in a moment, and him getting into the dating game, so to speak. And this is really what makes Midnighter special. Don't get me wrong, his anti-hero stuff is fun to read, but like I implied, it's almost done to death at this point. But gay relationships is something that's very different. Don't get me wrong, he's not the first comic character to be gay, and in the context of the greater media world, he really is a breath of fresh air by being a character who's gay and not a gay character. By which I mean his story doesn't fall into one of the three general stories that most gay characters are relegated to, dealing with coming out, dating, or homophobia. And sure, Midnighter does touch on these, but it also has inherently more than just these plot points. Speaking of, I enjoy how Midnighter gave you a nice slow drip feed of backstory. Again, it's nothing new, most good writers won't dump exposition on your lap, but I can appreciate mediocrity. I do also think the comic has a decent go at balancing serious and fun fanservice-y stuff. That said, it may be my own biases and the fact that I've just been reading Dick Grayson fanservice, the comic, but I'd love more things up there with the scene where Midnighter and Grayson fight some bad guys clad just in towels. Although the fact that Midnighter and Matt's relationship is really cute does make up for it. Now, I will warn you, this recommendation is based on the first volume of Midnighter. The comic's got 2 volumes, Out and Hard, as well as a follow-up, Midnighter and Apollo. I'll be sure to update this in the future with thoughts on both of these if they're significant. I also feel I should mention that this is a follow-up, or at least in line with Volume 3 of Grayson, and while you probably don't 100% have to read that for this to make sense, it does help. And besides, you'll miss out on this iconic scene. And with that, I've been Alexonica. Thanks for watching.